get started and see what I can do for you to you justify your time, right? So to get started, I'm going to put my timer so that I'm on time as well. So what is prompt engineering is a wise fusion and art together. I will give you get all the things in this session. How about that, right? About me, I'm a speaker, also a global speaker because I spoke to a lot of events in Canada and US. So I say I do a lot of sessions outside as well. I'm very passionate to learn. Co-op prompt engineering came started last year. I'm keep learning, and so I want to share the knowledge with myself and also with other people. So sharing knowledge is a key thing for me to share it. I'm just dealing with Microsoft technologies, but of late I'm learning new technologies as well on the other platform. I'll share some details on that because pretty and very good knowledge, good things are there from non-Microsoft as well. I mean, OpenAI service is a very open thing, so I can just want to share what I have for you guys. So so what we will discuss today is discuss about what exactly what prompt engineering is. We talk about I think a lot of people have seen the Azure OpenAI Playground. I want to take a different take here. I will show how the OpenAI Playground works. It's a paid thing. I will show you how it works. It's slightly, I mean, both are similar, Azure OpenAI, but the anything which is new models come, like for example, 4.0, which came 3 months back or 1 month back, maybe 2 months back. So they come to OpenAI first and then go to Azure maybe after 2-3 weeks or 1 month gap and all. So this is pretty good and they have lot of amazing stuff. So I'll share you about the what is a OpenAI Playground it is, and then we talk about the 5 principles about the prompt engineering. Right, these principles will be there forever till you are alive. So something very important that these concepts are always be ready, always be there. The new things which have come about new models and all, they are keep changing, right? So but principles never change, right? So the principles I mostly focus on the principles because principles are the free framework for any technology, right? If you are good at the principles, you can expand more things, right? So I mostly focus on the basics and fundamentals and the principles because they are will be never be changing. Okay, and then the AI work, how it's work, and the large technologies and all, and then I have 4 demos, all practical demos which you can take that. Again, before I share, I have not put the GitHub repo it with my slide deck, my time samples, and all things which I'm sharing it. I'll be sharing in next couple of days. Watch out for that, and then you will have a look these things. I will share all my LinkedIn contact towards the end. Okay. Okay, first thing first, this is so much questions people asking me, not me, all in the community, that how we can keep up with the AI, right? The answer is you can't keep up with that because the problem is that there's so many new models across the globe, and it's very difficult to take note of all the models. So what I keep in focusing, right, is most thing is about your um, the basics, right? If you know about basics, you know about your fundamentals, right? That is the thing which is the most important part, right? So principle never changed, right? Think about what you do in your daily life, right? You do the work and come back, right? The principles, whether it's a C sharp, whether it's JSON or a Python, those changes not much changed, right? But the updates, the AI updates every day something new thing will come, right? So we push always focus on principles because principle never change. Okay, so this is a very important thing. I think a lot of people ask me about this thing. So how to keep pace with AI, and as you know that the pace is like is impossible to keep, right? Even I don't know today what new model come into picture, right? And it's we should not try that thing and all. If we focus on the principle, you are good in good shape. So always focus on the principles, which I keep sharing in my LinkedIn as a AI voice. I keep telling that please focus on the principles and the fundamentals. The AI changes, it keep changing, so don't drag that thing. right? That's something which I keep telling. Now, before I go to the basic concept, it's about the what is prompt engineering, what is prompt filtering. Guys, you have seen Google in many years, right? I started with Google search when Google was I mean, it was like a very old-fashioned UI it has and all, and but it's very good basic features, right? So, what is let's break down what is Google search. Google search is give you some inputs, right? So, I give you an example that I want to search for the top 10 cricketers in the world. This is the prompt which I'm sharing with, right? Now, is this a very good prompt, very good Google search? The answer is okay. It's not that sort thing, but I can make it slightly add. I can add some operators in Google. If you know about operators, you can add plus, you can add some quotes and all, and that give you a specific things to your thing. So your Google search is slightly more refined. Okay. Same thing applies to your prompt. When you do anything on Copilot, you do it on ChatGPT, you do any third-party non-Microsoft stuff, the prompt is a basic stuff. So what I'm sharing with you is a basic stuff, right? Give me top cricketers in the world, right? India, Pakistan, anything, right? So I give it the list of this all the cricketers, right? Now it is a good number. I don't know because so these are not top 10. Obviously, you can see that these are. I never seen what this guy knows. So I mean, this is not a good no, prompt. The good prompt is which give you a value. That is a very important, right? So when people ask me that, Aroh, what is prompt engineering? I keep telling, if the prompt give you a right results with the right context, that is a good prompt. Okay. So what is a text? Now, in the prompt engineering, you can have a text, you can have image, you can have video as well. But in general, because we are working on the ChatGPT and on the Copilot, we work on the text with the AI models, right? AI models is just not ChatGPT. There are so many open source models which you can interface, right? So when we work on any example, this is my ChatGPT question, right? And this give me, and they see again, is searching for all the content, the latest content, and giving the result. But results are not so good, right? So that is called as a naive prompt or as a baseline prompt, which is not so good in that context, right? So this is very useful for one task. Example, I use ChatGPT and Copilot on the daily basis, maybe 70 to 80 times or 100 times in a day. I use it very frequently. The problem with the Copilot, and I won't say problem challenge, is that the content is a not all things are correct. Example here, Babar Azam, Shubham Gill. There's no relation. I mean, this very unless you get this information, should be top people who are there, right? So this is something which is not correct information, right? And this is again is searching, right? It's not like getting the right information. So this is very useful for one task, but when you do something more relevant, when do some kind of automation using Power Platform or Azure OpenAI services, then you need some kind of better things, right? So that is these normal prompts are unreliable. You see that obviously these people are not like top people, right? Obviously, you can note if you people follow cricket, right? You see that these are not top two people, right? Their top people are someone else, right? So we know that one, right? So the prompt should be always reliable, right? So the main focus of prompt engineering to give a reliable prompt, not a thing which is made up stories, right? So in AI, we have a concept called as a hallucination, right? So we have one movie called as Munna by MBBS, where Sanjay Dutt thinks that Gandhiji is alive, right? He will talk to him. That is not real, right? So AI also have hallucination, right? It thinks that this is real, but it's not real, right? And I always check, right? And for me, I have a company profile which is in Copilot. I never check everything, which is I check, double check or triple check whether the content is correct, and then I share to my community members, even to my management as well. So important that when you do an AI, you at least do 3 4 checks whether the content is correct or not, and then share it with the community. I have so many issues with my Copilot and all because the content is not actually is not correct, right? So the AI hazardization is so much. I have to actually get down to Google, actually go down to the Google search because I feel Google search become better because they have right information. So I'm not telling that AI is not good; it's improving on every day, but at times we have to always a pinch of salt what the results may be not correct. Okay. Okay. Now, what is prompt engineering? Prompt engineering is where you want to get the data correct information, right? That is some very, very important. And second thing, that data should be engineered, right? Again, this is one example, right? So I give some example of that product description seeds, and then later, after this is my prompt, and later the ChatGPT or Copilot give me some right informations. So this is slightly more engineered prompt because the last example is very generic. Now I give us separate instructions, again, a context and instructions, and only after that I get a proper results. Okay. Now, again, a lot of people, even in the my family members, they told that, oh, Aroh, Google, this in the prompt engineering is very, very basic. The answer I'm telling you, I can go in depth about coding, but now this is very generic. I'm not going to in depth. You can do a lot of coding with Python and make your engineering models much more stronger. Okay, so it's just not your UI on the ChatGPT or on the Copilot. You can have slightly more complex models, export, import, and then it will be your more custom model will be actually exported, right, with Python coding. So the answer is that the prompt engineering is actually can be a three categories. The basic category which we are going to learn, and then in today's session we learn how you can make basic to intermediate. Intermediate means the five principles we're sharing with you. With those five principles in today's, you will learn how you can make your prompts much more stronger. And the third one is coders, right? I don't expect that everyone is a coder. You are a coder is a good thing for you, but my session will be how to go from basics to intermediate so that learning all the five principles of the prompt engineering. That is my end goal that we learned today. And the other thing is we should be consistent. Okay. Um, I don't know how many people use templates. I learned only a couple of months back only, but templates make it faster for you, right? So I will show you what is a template and how we can use it. But just want to give you the pace of innovation, right? I think this slide deck you've seen multiple times, but just giving you the concept that when ChatGPT came into market 2 years back, it broke all the barriers, right? Within 100 million just in 2 months, and it's just something which is people can't think of that much growth. So it's not ChatGPT. Actually, previous that there's some other models, but ChatGPT took it to the different level. And so ChatGPT has become so famous, and Microsoft investing a lot in different models like ChatGPT for Power Platform, for security, for all other things. Micro M65, so it's very, very useful. So I mean, Microsoft 65 Copilot and ChatGPT, the backend is same, but I'll show you the differences soon on that. When you do demo, you see the difference between ChatGPT, the base, and how Copilot and the same model and same prompt ask, you get a totally different answers, right? So although Microsoft used their own method, but because Microsoft works on the global customers, so they customize the prompts. So that you can see the value that why ChatGPT open is not most useful, but when you use something more secure methods like Azure or Microsoft 365, those are slightly more structured, more I will say that more grounded in terms of the security and also for the reliability on that. Okay. Now, before I go to anything, I want to talk to you that the prompt engineering started only with the ChatGPT, right? The ChatGPT came into picture, and then the you see the growth now, right? Now you can see that it's become stagnant because so many people are writing. But you see that in 2012 and now in this year, people are just getting crazy for learning to on this thing, right? So that time when ChatGPT came, I have not seen the things, but when Microsoft came into picture with my M65, God, this is something is a path breaker, right? So I work on Power Apps, Power Automate for Azure OpenAI services, and found that this is a really good. Really good for the users and customers, how they can use it just by some clicks on that. So prompt engineering is a key thing. And I've mentioned three different categories: a basic user, intermediate users, and advanced users. So I want to make you not advanced level, intermediate level in this session. Okay, that is the main thing, right? Now we can start the first demo. Okay, and this is not with me. I have some people have already made it. I want to show you that how easily you can make your prompts very fast without any kind of knowledge. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, and I shared what I have for you guys. Okay, there's something I sent the link to you as well inside. Okay, I have something called as is again is don't quote me. This is done by a different person. Uh, ChatGPT prompt pack. Okay, and then I will send the link. I will share all the things in my GitHub soon on that. In wait for 1 or 2 days, and you get the things. Okay, what is this link about? Okay, okay. Before I do anything, right? Just want to give the things right. All the concepts which I'm sharing you, actually, I actually use these concepts in this particular session. I get the permission from these people that I want to show this thing, and they are very good people. The Mike Taylor and they said, Aroh, you can show it with me. Just quote them that you use it, so they are happy. Just want to give you that all things which I'm sharing with you are their work. Okay, so I'm just want to be tell that. I use this. I'm big learner. Every day, I tell you, every day I learn something new. And it's impossible for me if not learn thing. So I curated things. I found this content is amazingly good. So I found that like it's best thing. You see the ratings here, rating and this thing. There's so many, almost 100,000 people have put that content. Now, before I share with you, is that this is the content which I share with you. This is something called as an AI prompt database. Now, Aru, what is this thing? I like how you can use it. Okay, I will give you simple examples first. Right now, you are going to beginner to intermediate, right? When you start work with the ChatGPT or Copilot for that matter, you started with a clean slate. You started with a I want to learn the Power Platform techniques, governance tool.
Hello.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
seems the
sorry.
screen.
Oh, okay. I think this is I think
Yeah.
I think It's I think with my screen is getting draggy now. Okay, you can see my screen now, right? No.
Yes, yes. Thank
Okay,
you.
okay. So I just want to share that in here. So here, yeah. Sorry guys, I just want to because my Teams is getting shaky. I don't know what something happened to me in my Teams, but I'm going to share my screen second time because I think right now you can't see it now. Um, and I just to close this thing. And yes, okay. So this is a Chat GPT prompt pack. Now, when you go to get started with a Copilot or anything, right? You start with a clean slate, right? Now, what I want to give you a base as a springboard that you can get started with these kind of things, right? So do you have around 690 prompts ready-made? Okay. So example, I go for software development, right? Always guys will go for software development. I search for that, right? So where is my software development? Okay, and then I see these are all my things. Maybe I want for code generation tools. Okay, then now what I will do, right? If I don't use any tool, that my time required is maybe is in actually is in minutes. How many minutes? Sorry, how many minutes if I take, right? But okay, let me wait a second. But if I used this prompt, this this is a default prompt. I copy it. Okay, what I'm doing, I'm just copying it. I go to my ChatGPT. Okay, so this is my prompt, which I shared with you, right? I copied that. This is my ChatGPT prompt. It could be Copilot prompt, anything. So let's go try on my ChatGPT, right? Okay. And then what you have to do, have to put the project name, right? So this is a placeholders. So for Power Platform, and then you can just replace it, whatever it is, right? So again, it will give you all the tools for which we can go for that, right? So I can do similar thing concept in my Copilot as well, right? Now this is my not my company one. This is my MVP session. So when I click on that, I put Power Platform, right? So you have to replace the things. You put the project requirement and all. So you have some a base which we can get started, right? So I put Power Platform governance. Maybe I search for that. I want to give this to my manager example. He want to get what I want to do here. Okay, and then you can just replace it. So what's happening here, right? It will give some context, right? It's not a base. At least you have some value inside, right? So I can replace my placeholders with actual content. Again, with the actual content. So always, I mean, the something which is a challenge with ChatGPT personal, that it will track your content, right? But it's not safe, right? So I'm using ChatGPT Plus because I do lot of work, and I have a issues with my quota, right? So because I had mentioned that I do Copilot and those things and ChatGPT so much that I have to go for expand my limit to ChatGPT Plus because I use ChatGPT a lot on that, right? So that is something I want to share with you. So when I put this placeholder and change the things, it make my life easy, right? So that is something which I want to share, that rather than going to the basic search for that thing, use the Copilot pack, the ChatGPT prompt pack, and then you can replace it for your business use cases. So in my example, I'm just going for you can see there's so many, and you can, if you feel that you need more work, you can customize this thing, right? This is a placeholder and copy to in your art content. So you see this then, and we have to thank to this guy who actually developed. It's James Phoenix. It's the same guy who developed this course as well. The two people. So if you find any feedback or something, you can just reply to him. I replied to him, said like, yo, I want to share it. He said, yeah, okay, share it. So just want to share that it's amazing work people have work in, and we can just leverage this work, and then we can make it for our business case or for our own learning as well. So this is something a prompt cat, and I get another example of marketing, right? So I want to go for creating a podcast example, right? And I just click on that. I used it. So I get some usage, right? Why I want to use this thing, and it will give some context. I just copy it into my right, and this one for Indian audience. Whatever it is, I can just put that. So I forgot my spelling mistakes are too much right these days, thanks to ChatGPT, but just want to say, okay, and then I will get the content there. Okay, so why I'm telling that this information is so important, because you don't start with the scratch. Start with the already ready-made which people already use it, and use it in to your usage. So this is my first demo, that start leveraging the prompt pack, and this prompt pack can be used by Azure, Copilot, anything. You just change the placeholders, right? The audience, the frequency, preference, and then you can. I use it for at times for my my projects as well. my community events, not for my work, but community events. I do use this prompt pack a lot these days because I have feel that this is very easy for me rather than I recreate from scratch. So this is very good for you guys if you want to use it. Again, I share you that these links, everything I will share in with the Pune community as well, and also in my LinkedIn. Okay. So before I forget, let me share my LinkedIn. So this is my LinkedIn profile, and I will put all my content in this chat later on. Okay, so yeah, and also with the community as well. So this is my LinkedIn profile. I'm the top. I do a lot of things. So I got this thing, the AI voice. So I do a lot of community things for them. Okay, so that is very easy demo. How to use prompt pad. I give the URL. You get the links in the deck by next 1-2 days. Okay, then work about the templates. Okay, so something which I always keep telling, always work on the templates. Okay. Now, why I keep forcing on the templates is because is that you make it your work standardized, right? I know that not all the people, even I started working on the templates only a few months back. It's not like I'm guilty, but I found so much value that when I standardize my work, even whether I'm doing a projects for Power Platform or anything for Azure OpenAI, I can make it my templates working, right? I can optimize, I can change my templates. So some templates, just like Word template, right? I can use it for all my sessions. Same thing, you can use template for your AI work as well, right? That is very crucial. And you save a lot of time because in next few sessions, I show you about how we use all the principles very easily. Okay, and I will show you the normal ChatGPT is personal and it will track all your things. But I use personal, I use ChatGPT Plus and also use my company ID, which is like always the data secured there. So don't use ChatGPT personal because what you track, the ChatGPT will actually will also gain the knowledge from that. It's okay, but it's not too useful. So in Azure Playground, you make a template. I show you a demo in that. And but in my demo, I show you about how you can use the playground as a template. And we can use this template for other sessions as well, right? So that is something I'm going to show you that how the templates make your work safe and it also make your time much lesser. Okay, so let me show you the template first. Okay. Um, you have seen I know that I want to show something which is not seen. So let me show you the Azure platform. Okay, portal.azure.com. And then I have a subscription for Azure OpenAI services. My main focus using templates, how we can use this in an Azure. So I click on Azure AI services. I have one simple services which is called as testing. I use for demos. And if I click on the OpenAI Studio, you have one place called as you can use templates, right? I always focus on templates because I found right now in last 2-3 months is make my life much more simpler. So when I click on chat, you see templates. I can make my own template also. You see, okay, I'm not doing it because I'm showing a different way, but you see that I have a different ways I can export, import, and deploy these things. So when you make a model example, I'm looking for something where is a Power Platform project I'm working. Think about it, I'm doing community project where I need a Power Platform. I want to have AI with that, right? But I want to make as a template so that I can use this template for that governance project. Just not one project, maybe for other projects, I can use it, even my work as well. So I will use a template. If you don't use template, you are actually taking more time for yourself. When the project is over, you have to recreate. So always something, something we can reuse, always focus on reusability. Okay. Now, for me, I already have a subscription. I paid for that. So I search for something called as OpenAI and a playground. Exactly same thing which you have seen in the this platform, right? Same thing, exactly same thing which you have. So in my example, I'm just searching for my playground. Okay. And then what I want to do, I want to make a template. So I make a so I add something content, right? Template for okay, governance. I can ask some questions for that. Um, Tell me some key points of of from governance. Okay, I added what I'm adding. I'm just adding a user and the system and the user, right? So when somebody is adding the things, right? So I can use as a template for the users, right? So I can add more. I can add more things and all. So when I do this kind of thing, I make a template. What I will do, I click on save. Okay, exactly same thing you can do in the Power Platform in Azure, but I'm doing and using same thing in the OpenAI thing, right? Why? Okay, why I'm doing it? Because the models which come to OpenAI, we come to the this playground first, and only after 1 month or maybe later it will come to Azure. I do a lot of testing these days, so I just keep checking what is the latest. So I found that the Azure OpenAI, the models come quite later, so I just want to test myself, right? So I do a testing. I know it's very not too cheap, it's very less costing, but I do a lot of testing for myself, so just want to give you. So now you see that I can do similar for the healthcare, right? So I just click on that. I can ask some questions. What happens if I get fever? So this is the template which I can do, right? Okay, right. So it give me something, right? Something happened, right? Or this is customized template. It's not coming from the from ChatGPT. This is my custom template, right? It will give me all the things, right? So this is my system, which is the system a question will ask, and the user will ask these questions and all. So using a template will make life easier. What I can do, I can share as a template to other people like this, and I can also make as a code, right? So if you see in even in here that I can use the code, right? Same thing. Exactly same thing. The only good difference in Azure OpenAI, it gave a lot of examples of C Sharp, Java, and JavaScript. But in here, it has an example only for Python, right? So it has a major difference between the in the OpenAI, which has only the samples is are only in the yeah, they have also some samples they added, but initially when it started 2 months back, I have only two examples. One is JavaScript and one is Java and Node.js. Only two examples they have. So this will give you better use case, and then the same concept you have used it in your example of Azure OpenAI and Power Platform. You just copy and use in your Power Apps and Power Automate or in Azure OpenAI services. That simple. So why I'm focusing on the templates, because it make life easy for your coding, your work which you're using for any project you're working on. So make templates much more simpler. Example I can use for healthcare, I can make for education, I can use for tell me a joke. Lot of things I can do there, right? So using the templates is always a best thing to do it in your thing. But if your use case are not, I want to do just for single use or two uses, well, then obviously you can go for the five principle which I'm sharing with you in soon. Okay, so that is it I want to share with you that I want to get slowly, because I know that the OpenAI Playground is something new, which I also learned in 3-4 months time only. But I found so much value that I can do testing. But anything new comes, right? For example, 5O comes, it will come to this playground first, and then will come to the Azure. So I get the first hand that how the system works. I do lot of testing and show with the community. So I get faster response in the OpenAI Playground. Okay, and then you can do fine tuning, anything you can do. Although I don't have much models, I can add more, but I have a lot of better things I can do. I can see the usage, the API keys which I can use. So all things which you can do in OpenAI, you can do similar thing concept. So okay, why I'm buying it? I bought it because I get better models, and I mentioned to you that I use ChatGPT personal so much that my limit is over. So I have to upgrade to the ChatGPT Plus. Okay, that is the main logic for that. Now let's go and see the our PPT. Okay, so I've done the third demo about the second demo on the prompt templates, how to use it. Always use it is a simple, right? Now, the next few sessions will be a theory part, and then we have a long demo about how we can use the principles, right? So I mentioned to you that even in Google, if you write some operators and all, it makes that a better value to your results. Same thing in your first principle, the 5 principles I'm sharing with you, how we can use these principles, okay? And I will be sharing the same kind of screenshot for all 5. You get the value from there. First thing. So the first principle for the prompt engineering is a giving direction. What is direction I mean with that? What I mean is by persona. What persona? Example, everyone know about Steve Jobs. So when he make anything, right, he makes something with started with I, right? So I want to make a prompt which is like in the style of Steve Jobs or in the style of Elon Musk, right, or Bill Gates. So I get some kind of reference that my prompt will be on based on that particular persona. It could be a person, it could be any kind of thing, up an object. Think about Tesla. That is not a personality, but it's also a Tesla in style as Tesla cars. So that is something I'm giving direction. The first principle is giving direction. Now we have seen previously, right? In the naive the basic prompt, what I'm getting a list of prompt ideas, right? Doesn't give any value to us. But if I give this template, right? Brainstorm for all their product name in the style of famous inventor. Think about Steve Jobs, think about Bill Gates. Then it will be make my prompt much more faster. Sorry, not faster, more reliable because I'm working on that particular inventor name. Now, this is a very big prompt. Brainstorming, return, examples, and rate. This is very big prompt, right? But this is will give you the best value because in all 5 principles, I will focus on why I'm working on this template. This is the template I'm talking about, right? We discussed on template just previously. So focus on the template and we make it working for you. So brainstorming for list products for this name, return the result with the comma separated in the format, and then you get the value. So in my first principle, my style is the famous inventor or in any object. Okay. An example will be brainstorm for the style of Steve Jobs. So when you have a ChatGPT or Copilot, all the names will be listed by I, and some name will be there, right? So this is a thing. What we are giving a direction, a context that please use my prompt with the style of this particular person or a concept. Okay, so we are working on that example. Okay. So where the people innovate. So that's the first example I want to show you. The second example I mentioned for the impact, it could be I can change from Steve Jobs to maybe Elon Musk. So we'll get results like X, Musk. I mean, that kind of result you'll get it, right? For Disney, we'll get Enchanted or some example for Magic you will get because from Disney is always there's a thing about some kind of enchanted forest or some magics and all. And Jacobs is a very famous designer, and then he will get some style on that context. So my first principle is always in style of someone, some person, or some concept. That is something I want to share with you. Again, we have a long demo about all the 5 principles. I will show you how it works. I have a Excel sheet and we work on together on that later on. Okay. So example is not a text model. Same concept applies to the image models as well, right? So example, I want to have a foot size, a prompt of any foot size, and then it's a very example big company called as a Stable Diffusion, which is open source, and you can search. It's not it's a actually pretty costly price, but I just want you a screenshot. If you want to search for that, then the shoe will look like that, right? These are examples. So whether it's a text model or an image model or a video prompt, the prompt should be in the same style. That my logic I'm talking about. So first principle is about a direction, a simple innovator or a famous personality. So that is a one concept. My second principle is called as a specific format, right? I give you an example which I use in my daily basis as well. That if you want to give a structure example, I want to search for Power Platform governance tools um, in a table format with the references, right? So that is I'm giving a specific format to that. Mostly people don't do it, right? But they give you just one line, but it won't give you much value and it's not reliable as well. So in this example also, if I give this name, it give you very generic names, right? So if we give it a specific name, I will give supply as a comma separated format. Okay, same template I'm using, but I give you a focus that in my second principle, separate as a comma separated or in a JSON style or in a table format or in a markup. So when you do a prompt, I will give a specific format that in my Power Platform on Azure, give a format like comma separated or in a table format or in a markdown format. Then our response from AI model will give you in that context. So always give a proper uh, principle, proper specific format, and then your response will be much better. So first in principle, innovation a person who has a in line of Steve Jobs or Walt Disney. Second was about the format. So we're talking about format. So this is something which is very important to understand that when you work on the prompt engineering, there are a lot of principles that we have to follow. Okay. So again, in this example, return in the comma separated list, and then I will get all things into iFlex, iFlexi, or iDirect in that structure. So we have to focus on the content and the gesture for that. Okay. So that is a thing about that. And again, the second principle, we can give a return in a numbered list. So then we get a response in that fashion. Now, if you're working on a long project with AI models to be embedded in your C# on Python or whatever it is, then the return could be in this more format, right? It could be your RAML format as well. Okay. And so we are done two. The third is examples. Very important to give examples for that. Why I'm sharing this thing is because there's something which I've learned. Maybe to give you an example, basic we give zero example. We give a zero example. That is called a zero shot because we never give an example. I give an example. Give an example of I tell you that make a shoe based on Steve Jobs. That is one example. Now, in third principle, what I want to tell you, share with you that you provide at least 2 or 3 examples, right? So that our prompt is slightly more refined and more structured and more engineered, right? So that's some example for that. Now, in this example, which is against a prompt, and then what I'm giving as examples, it could be 2, 3, doesn't matter. But I mentioned that we can have a zero shot or we can have 4 shots. I'm not sure shots where you go to the bar and have a shots. I'm not talking about that shot. The shot are what I mean is about your number of attempts for your have a proper engineered prompt, right? So one shot is one example. 4 shots is 4 examples. you get the value from that, right? So shorts means examples we are giving to their prompts. Okay, so I can give two, three shorts. So, one thing which I want to give you an example, right, is that you can't give too many examples, because when you give too many examples, 5 to 6 examples, it gave very generic, and is the I mentioned about art and the science. It will make go to the artistic way. I give too much examples. It goes slightly in a creative way. It doesn't give you a more scientific kind of things. So that's why I give you that you have to balance whether you have to use scientific way, more 2 3 examples only, or even to give more creative prompts, whether it could be image, example, image, right? So you can have very generic, very nice images, maybe in Mars or something. Then you can use creative way of creating images, not text, from the images point of view. So prompt engineering is based both from arts and also for science. I'm working on the both sides. In images, you can have more creativity, right? But when you work on the text, we need to focus on the facts. So that is something I want to share with you on that, right? So examples, 2 3 examples are good. 5 6 are more artistic and more not to more not related to science at all. So that's one give an example, right? So always give you things, right? So example give you reliability, but also constraint creativity. I give 5 to 6 examples, then they become more creativity, lesser creativity you will get from there, right? So we have to balance between arts and science when it comes to the prompt engineering part. Okay, so your result will get again Apple, then you get Apple Unifate or something. Those are examples, responsibility you will get from there. Okay, now the fourth and fifth are important, but they're not related to the tactics. The 3 tactics we worked, right? The direction, format, and the examples. These are actually tactics. This is not the fourth one is not a tactics. It's something called as a quality, right? So example, I want to give a response for give me again a regular prompt. I give it an example of a make prompt. What's the make prompt? I want to give something more instructions to the prompt. Example, I give a regular prompt that describe a Bollywood fictional character, right? That is very generic, right? But if I want to make a prompt means I give more details to the prompt. So I will give details. Example, create a Bollywood actor, a fictional character, which is have a appearance in blue color, has a personality trait, has a 6 packs and whatever muscles you have, a big background, and some story inside. That is called the mega prompt, because we are giving more instructions. We are giving more instructions to the our prompt. And that's why it's a mega, because it's like we give more details to the prompt. That is very important, that this is not a tactics. This is something for when you're working for the large project, when you're working on the some storylines, just not a storyline in Bollywood, Hollywood, something for some creative work in the media field. That is very important aspect for the fourth quality, the fourth principle, which is the evident quality part. Okay, so here again I showed you is no quality here. The main thing is about when you do lot of iterations, then you will succeed. Example, when you fail in an exam, right? Maybe after, I mean, not 10 times, but maybe a third or fourth attempt, you succeed. Same thing for the when you make your AI models, not all the time you'll get the best prompts. Then you keep iterating. So with the iteration, we'll get a better prompts, right? So this is an example which I want to give you in the context there. Okay, and the result will get it. Example for after fourth iteration, I get Omni step doesn't fit into the Steve Jobs format, right? Steve Jobs never use he always use I fit and I show, but Omni fit doesn't make sense. So we have to make it our quality much better. I have to make 2 more prompts. We can use some kind of other formats, but this will give some better quality, that okay, maybe after 10, maybe after 20, we get a better result, which is CJO's format. Okay. Again, for the length perspective, iShoe, iFlex make more easy for users, customers, but adapt to step iSneaker is really bad. Nobody will buy that kind of name in Amazon or any Flipkart, right? So we have to think about that. And even same format as well. In format, we have to give a proper foot size. So if I give these kind of details, obviously it won't give much information, right? So we have our prompt is not well designed. We have to give more examples. The third principle, give some examples. Then the prompt will give some more details to us. Okay, if you want a pair foot in Steve Jobs style or Mark Jobs style, then you will get some names related to that. So the fourth principle is not about tactics; it's about the quality. Okay, and the fourth one, which I want to share with you, is um about split the work, right? So I mentioned in my all the examples, I have a very big prompt with 3-4 lines. That is again it's a mega prompt because I'm giving a lot of instructions with examples. So all these examples can be changed together, right? I can give example of Power Platform. I have an example and also associate with my Azure OpenAI as well. So these are changed prompts and can be used in my AI model, right? So that's something example. Now, divide labor is again actually the tactic. It's not like fourth example, a quality. This is actually the fourth one. This is the actual fourth tactic we can use it. Okay. Now here, what I want to give you is about the once we get the prompt engineering concept, then I want to give whether the catchiness of the product, right? This is an example, right? This is the entire template I have, right? It can be template. It could be directly put in OpenAI services or in your ChatGPT or in your Copilot. You just copy this thing and you see results. And we will see in a demo soon on that. Okay. So when the fifth principle talk about divide and labor, which means we work on this part, then we work on second part, and third is AR examples, and fourth is that format, right? So all the 5 principles are actually in this particular template you can see, right? So we are divide and labor because we are chaining different examples and also telling that give me in this format. So in this way, we can our prompt response is more engineered and more unique and more reliable. So we now you've seen from basic to intermediate. Now after learning 4 5 methods, you're able to get that how your methods, how your prompts are become more cleaner, more reliable, and more useful for your project or for your a seminar like webinar which I'm working on that, right? So that is something I want to share with you on that, right? Now, example, this is a last example is that then we break for the demo is that when you go for that, I will have format which is in table format and also a catchiness, whether it's this I shoe, I step, is really catchy or not. So I give you catchiness, uniqueness, and simplify. These are the in just one prompt. It can be one prompt or it could be a chain of prompts also. So this is something which is I want to give you all the 5 principles which showed with you. And now in my final demo, show you combine all 5 in one demo. Then you can see how easily you can create your own prompt, better prompts in just in 1 hour. I know it's like you're going to less than 1 hour, more than 1 hour, but at least you get an idea how 5 principles can work together. Let's see the demo, and it take less than 10 minutes, and then we have a questions on that, right? Okay, again, response. And I mentioned to you, prompt engineering can be in UI, can be mostly for the developers have done by coding and by C# or Python, right? So in the retrieval part, I can ask in my Copilot or by ChatGPT, give some responses. Or I can use Azure function, call this function as well, right? Or I can use my image model as well. I mentioned text. We can do an image model for the shoe as well. So what I mentioned to you, whether it's text model, whether it's an image model or a video model, concepts are exactly same. Principle never change. Okay, techniques keep changing maybe, but the principle never change. So we always focus on the principles because principle never change much. Okay. Uh, my final demo, and then we work on that, right? So this is this sheet where I will give it to you. Okay. So we look for all the principles, right? All the principles, right? The first principle is a basic one, right? Zero, right? Nothing much we'll do, right? So what we do, I have given an example also, right? Let's see the example in ChatGPT and search in the Copilot how it will work, right? So let me go into I just clear it. Okay. Okay. This is coming from Copilot, right? This is from the ChatGPT. Now, if I go for Copilot specifically, I just clear it. You see, you see the difference, right? Yeah, because the Microsoft Copilot and those things, right, are grounded, right? It give you something that's more useful for them, right? So again, it's not, I'm not giving examples. I'm telling you that Copilot will be having a different results, although the backend is ChatGPT. But in the ChatGPT, it will give you slightly more context here. Okay, you see there's some more details there. So examples are different, but I'm just showing you the ChatGPT because I want to give you the context at how it works, right? So I mean, our basic mode, which is the basis prompt, when I click on that, I have this example. Now, what I will do, I click on this. I put this example there. Now, what I will do later, right? When you what you do, you search example, right? This is the my ChatGPT one, right? I can put Copilot also. I can put different kind of different models. I can just put that. So this is the example which I get now. Okay. So the naive again, why the naive prompt? Because it have is a zero shot, have no examples, but it actually helps. And I think most of the people who are working Copilot or ChatGPT, they start with a naive prompt most of the times. Even I started with 3 months for 4 months when I started working on the in the prompt engineering. I said, oh God, I'm missing so many things in my all the directions and the examples. Then in my prompts, right, I'd make something more meaningful, right? So now you are graduated, right? You are working on the second, I give you an example, giving direction. So in this example, we're giving a persona, example of Steve Jobs, whatever it is. So I copy it and I share it inside and share it in my, I recreate. This is my first direction, right? Any foot will any pair of foot will foot size. So that is and the seats. It should be adaptable feet and open fit. So seat means seat words means these words should be part of my response. So when I click on that, this is my first principle. Then obviously I will get these examples for that, right? So my first principle, I get slightly better response, right? Not the naive, the basic one, right? So you get a response that you have a better quality response, right? It's not reliable yet. Again, when I recreate, you get a new things, right? But you will get some better feeds. So I don't like it. I click on that. Now, this is the UI, right? But when you work for slightly more complex projects, right? When you need slightly, you think about working on a government projects, right? You can't rely on the UI because it will be keep changing, right? So you have to rely on something but it's a stable, right? Reliable thing. So you make some coding, maybe use Azure functions or do something which is make code reliable, more better. And we also use all five principles inside. In that method, when you use a template, your product is more stable, and all the customers, whether it's from in Singapore or India, they will use that AI model because all you have covered all five principles inside. That is the use of the principles. Why I'm telling you a lot here, because I see the value in my last 3 4 months that how much I actually save time by just using the templates and also using the five principle in my in my work, and also in my work in my community work as well. Okay, that is a one example. Now format is very example important, right? Now here what we are giving example is that how what format you the prompt should be coming from, whether it's CSV format, whether it's a markdown format or a JSON format, all things can be shown in that. So in this example, in my the product example, what I do, I just copy it here and I copy over to my thing. I just can I just okay, let's click on that. So this is my second principle, right? Format. Okay, this is so let me this is specify format, right? How much you want to do with it. And it's just not CSV format. It could be anything. Can be I should want to have the milkshaker or any shoes. So this we're giving some examples to them as well, right? So when I click on that, the second principle format, what I'm getting it, I'm getting these kind of formats from there, right? For the product names, these are the better names that are given to us, right? Yeah. Again, is not correct, could be not correct, but we can actually check whether it's correct or not and regenerate and find something better, right? So these are the examples or that you can give a format. I can have a different formats. I can make it no, this is not, it's worse. Whatever I can do, I can do the same thing to the ChatGPT or same thing for Copilot as well, right? So same thing we can do. So that is a specific example. I give a one real example which I always use it. Example I will give you is this. Okay, I use it a lot for my use case. Example of for Power Platform. I also for using for Azure, also for Python as well. So this is an example which I use a lot for the format. The second principle, specific format. You see here, give me the list of the Power Platform governance tool with the reference links in a table format. Okay. So it finds the things. So it's giving all the details, right? There's so many uh, Power Platform products which can help on the governance tool, right? Now, what I'm doing, I'm getting everything. I can export, share it to my manager, or share with my teammates, or on the community events, right? So again, these are the tools which were Power Platform tools which can be used by native Power Platform or by some third-party tools like Rancor or IvePoint or Cloud Governance. These are the tools which can use it. Now, what I'm using which principle? I'm using second principle, but is specify format. Very, very important that when you do for a work or any projects, right? Always do these kind of formatting. Is make life easier for you, and you can give things to the your management or to your work or for your personal string in a very, very clean way. So the second specific format is something which I always use it before I actually started on the prompt engineering concepts. Okay. Now, the other things which I mentioned to you that we can use different examples, right? So example here that I want to have camera separated field inside. So in this example, I want to have this sample. Here is my sample. Okay, and again, what I'm doing, a comma separates, I can have table, I can do everything. And what I want to show, I want to give a watch which give time in the space. Okay, should be hardened, could be by used by astronaut. Okay, examples I'm giving, this is the example which you can give. Second is a home mix shaker, right? It should be fast, it should be healthy and compact. So these are examples I'm giving to the my prompt. Okay, then third one, right? I'm not having an example, no example. After three examples, I give me a shoe which can fit any foot size. Example could be a seed words could be adaptable, fit. Then the third example, let AI model give to me. I click on that. See, immediately I get a response. because I seen the pattern. The AI model had given a pattern, and then after this example, give me the example of the shoe could be OmniFit, FlexiFit, all size, Versa fit. So, so these examples will give you slightly more better clarity and more reliable for you. So although it's only one line, although our prompts are very big, but I get our response is very precise. So this is the third principle for the prompt engineering. Okay. Then we work on the fourth quality. This is not a tactic, it is an example, because after we work on many iterations, we'll work on the things as well, right? So let me give this example here. Okay, and then we will see the results. This is my fourth principle, quality one. Okay. Okay. Again, I'm using the same thing, but for the quality, because you see 1, 2, 3, 4 example I'm giving, and you see what will happen is that it will give me an examples for that, right? See, a pair of shoes which can fit any foot size, omni fit and all. So this is something for the quality. Now I can work. I didn't like these names. I want to work on that. Then after a few iterations, I didn't like it. I didn't like it again. So after 10 or 15 iteration, I will get a better results. So this is a mostly into the it's a kind of mega prompt. I give more details, and then later my AI prompt gives some results which could be correct or not, but after few iterations we get a better results. That is the concept I want to give you a concept for that. Okay. And the last concept which I want to give you, the divide and labor, that we split into the multiple steps, right? So we can have a one prompt, two prompt, three prompt with examples, and then later we have a entire chained methods, right? So if you see this, our big prompt which we developed previously, right? An example, we'll click on that. This is my fifth example, right? So rate the example with any foot size based on the catchiness, uniqueness, simplicity by rate in a table format. When I click on that, you see I get all results, right? Now, when I do it yesterday, I got only 5 results. Now I get around 10 results. So the AI models keep it changing all the time. It's not once, twice. I've seen multiple times. Even at work also, I've worked that when you get some questions with format, right, it gives some different results. So you again, AI always have hallucination. So always ensure that when you're checking Google as well, proper answers, then you give to your the management or to your team members. So always check the things before you do anything on that, right? Now, what I want to share with you is about the resources which I used. Okay, this is the the Udemy course which I actually use it, and the Google AI Essentials. Right? Why I'm sharing this thing, because there are 100 courses have I've actually more than 100 I've visited. Not a good quality courses I mostly get, right? I've spent lot of time and find a good courses which I found that is a very good two courses, right? So Udemy courses are very good because I found that like they're very well renowned. These people are very renowned people. So, yeah, right. So let me share this link as well. Anyway, I've shared this details with you later on. So they have cover everything. Maybe where is my Udemy course as well inside here? They cover everything. They cover the how AI works, all the 5 principles, you all the things that the prompt engineering. They cover everything, and there is so much content they have. And I mean, I can't guess around 14, 15 of that. I cannot check everything, but I found that these courses are very nice. And I want to tell you that many people tell you is can we do coding in prompt engineering? The answer is yes. There's so many courses you can do coding inside, right? You see all the courses inside, right? So in prompt engineering, you can do a lot of coding inside. I've not went to that level because I found that is a slightly in depth in that. But in the prompt engineering, you can have lot of experience. And I found these people have done a lot of examples for that. You see code resources there. Really good courses. A lot of things are there. And I found that is make life my even if not you're not a coder again. You just see the first um, few modules the audio and the introduction, the prompt engineering, how AI works, and how the text advanced text model works. I mentioned about the mega prompting and all. It's very useful. Again, I mentioned that I keep learning every time. I I'm telling you why I learn every day because every day I learn something new. So AI is something new, but definitely that the Google course, right? Let me tell you about the Google course as well. Yeah, is one of the best course I've ever seen. Taught by Google people, uh, have completed all the videos, everything. I found, oh God, I mean, I tell you that the in if you go to YouTube, you go for a very website, right? The Coursera is the top uh, place you can find all the AI concept, right? And it's amazingly good content there. And I've subscribed to that and found this so. I mean, the they we explained. I mean, the Google employees so easily they explain. I was telling to everyone that like, please use this Google this course at least for this prompt engineering course. It's 2 hours of reading and videos. You find so much value from that. It's free. Again, it's free. You have just go for this course. I mostly go for paid things because I want to show you how it works. But you can audit. This course is free. This course is free. AI, Google AI essentially is free. Just enter your Gmail or Outlook account, and you can see all the content there, all the content. So beautifully explained. I mean, first time I found that what is actually is a art of engineering actually got from those engineers, all the people who are these are the coders, actual coders who are actually on the Google Gemini and those things. So I got so much value from that. So I mean, why I'm telling only two courses because they are more 300-400 courses you can find out. But these courses which I found are so beautiful, are so nice, and they give in details as well, right? It's not in depth also, but give you basics, but you get the value from there. So I know I took more time, but I want to give you that I would share more time because I think that this is the best courses which you can find across the planet. According to me, because I work for every day, I work on the AI parts, and these are two courses I found that is a beautiful courses, very in depth. If you want to go in depth, but don't waste your time there because time is money. So use these courses for as much you can. Right now, I spent too much time here, and then I can make it. You can do it. So yeah.